Hey guys!
I'm Brittany.
I'm Renee.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Bethany.
And welcome back to Maid of Honor.
So today, guys, actually, let me back up. So in our last video, we referenced this relationship that took place publicly between Antoine Fuqua and Nicole Murphy. Antoine Fuqua is married to Lela Rochon. And it made news because Antoine Fuqua is a big movie director, and Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, is caught kissing
Multiple times.
At least twice.
At least twice,
in the public. And it's a big deal because Antoine Fuqua is married. A lot of comparison also happening between Nicole Murphy and Lela Rochon. One, because Nicole Murphy looks amazing, obviously.
She looks
At
fabulous.
50 plus, she's had 5 kids, and they're comparing her to Lela Rochon, Antoine Fuqua's wife, who doesn't look the same as she did in her glory days when she was acting. She's also a mom of, I believe, 2 kids, and is now just kind of focusing on raising her kids and doing life with them. I believe she's also had some health issues too. 2 women in Hollywood, these 2 women of color who are being compared to one another and then caught up in this scandal. We wanted to make a response video because Nicole Murphy has just come out. I believe it was it yesterday?
Yes.
Yesterday on the Wendy Williams Show, and came out and said that she regretted it. She regretted kissing Antoine Fuqua and apologized.
Yeah.
And said it was a mistake. So we wanted to respond to that because this whole thing struck a chord with us Carter ladies.
Absolutely.
Ladies, your thoughts on Nicole Murphy speaking out and saying she regrets the whole thing?
Yeah. I mean, I give her kudos for number one, coming out publicly and apologizing, kind of comping to, for the most part, I would say, to what she was being accused of, by and large, as far as kissing a married man. That takes some guts to come out in the face of America and kind of face the music, take your medicine.
And to apologize. Which she did a couple of times.
And I find that kind of crazy too, how quickly people are ready to throw stones.
They are.
And just kind of dehumanize these very human people who have made poor choices, yes, but what human being has not made a poor choice, a bad choice?
Just this idea of cancel culture and just taking a snapshot almost of someone's worst moment and just kind of pasting that as their whole life story when truly, you know, they've had a lot of things that have happened up to that point, and also their life will go on after that point. So
that's very
just
true.
being mindful of, you know, like you were talking about, these being real people who are flawed, and yeah, just trying not to paint too broad of a brushstroke with their lives by, you know, just canceling them like is so common today. So
Nicole Murphy also said that when asked that she was not, she's a little vague, but she said she was not totally aware of his marriage status.
She didn't come out and say that, but she alluded to that.
She alluded to it.
Yeah.
She was just like, you know, to the audience, she yelled out and was like, women, do your research. You could be caught up in this thing like me. And, you know, I don't know how much I believe of how she was just caught up.
A bit like playing the victim.
A little
little
playing
bit.
the victim card.
I mean, it is a very real, kind of touchy subject, because when you think about it, it's like, well, gosh, if that were my husband and this was the other woman, you know, would I be so ready to be as almost forgiving and understanding? Would I be ready? Probably not. It would probably take me a good minute to get over the realization.
Yeah.
especially in such a public
And
context, too.
yes, and before I could even consider accepting the apology, I would have to work through some forgiveness first.
We are looking so often to feel loved and cherished, and so often we will make a decision from a very selfish
I was just going to say.
from a very selfish place to, well, I'm going to get my man, I'm going to receive his advances, his attention, because of that attention I get. Therefore, I feel special. I feel pretty. I feel beautiful because I have his eye.
Validation of some sort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And one thing that I will say too is Nicole Murphy did apologize. There are some women out there that think shouldn't have been able to take him from you. You know,
Right.
shame
Like,
on you.
Yep, that's your fault, bro.
Right.
Like, do
Yep.
a better
You
job
better
and
step
keep
it
it
up.
in hand. Yep.
Yeah. I could appreciate that from an outsider's point of view.
Yeah.
Because in the mix is Leela or Rashawn. I don't know if I could give Nicole Murphy that in the moment.
That would be hard.
But as an outsider looking in, I can at least say that because I know some women feel like I shouldn't have been able to take him from you. Like, that's your own issue. That's a personal problem.
Right.
If
That's
I
your
could
own
take your man.
shortcoming.
Right.
And I think too, like in general terms, if as women we were more so in the habit of supporting one another, you know, looking out for each other, having each other's backs, you know, as the rule, maybe we could cut a lot of this mess before it happens.
Yes.
You
I
know,
agree.
and I don't pretend to know all of the details of what all went on between Nicole and Layla Rashawn and Antoine Fuqua, but maybe if there was just a little bit more support of Layla Rashawn from Nicole, maybe that could just a little bit more thought, a little bit more consideration. Like, hey, what am I potentially doing to this other woman? Am I tearing her down or building her up?
Right.
You know, what kind of damage could I potentially be doing to this woman, to her kids, to their
Exactly.
family?
Yes.
Just consequences that could echo through generations.
Yes.
So
Such an excellent point, Britt.
maybe we could cut some
Yes.
of a lot of the mess that happened.
A lot of backstabbing and
Develop.
betrayal
Yes.
amongst women.
Yes,
Yes.
and heartbreak.
And develop that sisterhood culture. It would be a culture. Look out for one another, to provide care for one another. And we spoke of in the previous video, just self-care personally, but then for my sister, for my cousin, for my girlfriend. Brings another thought to mind from the scriptures where God says that he is not mocked, that whatsoever man sows, he will also reap. So we often think of that, you know, when you're the offended party and you so want to serve up some pain and disappointment because you've received more than a boatload, that is the temptation. And as we said before, it becomes difficult to forgive, but to realize that God has the final say and he is not mocked. So perhaps make it a point to sow some good seeds. You know, to sow good, loving, nurturing seeds. Forgiveness is not letting somebody off the hook, so to speak.
Even though it feels like that in the moment.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
But to know that God will deal with that individual, but we can take our hands, I heard someone say, from around their necks and trust that God will make things right and that we're not looking to retaliate. It doesn't mean that the pain will just disappear overnight, but to realize that God will right all wrongs.
Whether you're Nicole Murphy or Layla Rashawn, it could be a very lonely, dark place. There are those women out there who have made that same misstep as Nicole Murphy or have gone farther and gone through a full-blown affair and really, truly regret it. I think the key too is not to judge anyone because like you said, you never know what people are going through. And with suicide rates as high as they are right now and depression rates as high as they are right now, I would suggest just checking on your people, you know, stick by them, lift them up, That's my thought.
And maybe even through that support that you're providing your friend at some point in the future, you know, they might be able to use their story in a positive way.
Yes.
To your support and encouragement.
Exactly. Your story is not over, and it can still produce good, lots of good in the end.
Absolutely.
So,
And I would say too, like as far as, like you were saying, Beth, check on your friends. Be
Yeah.
honest with your girlfriends too.
yeah.
It's okay to call out the action, whatever it was. If it was wrong, to be able to be honest and say, "Okay, girl, that was wrong."
Right.
Not judging the person, but more so
Their action.
the action. I think that's important too. Not just sugarcoating things, because I mean it was wrong, and sometimes people don't know. Nobody pulled
Exactly.
you to the side and said, "Girl,
Yeah.
There's
get
a
your
better
life,
way.
Get your life together.
There's a better way."
Yeah.
I'm not saying Nicole Murphy didn't know better, but just like you were saying, check on your girlfriends. Be honest with them too. Does that wrap this up?
Yeah.
I think this
Okay.
wraps this up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us. Please give this video a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. And please subscribe and follow our other social medias. On Instagram, we are _maid of honor.
So until next time, guys, we will see you in our next video. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.